12, Michael Stevens and Kart 1 reigning DD2 champion. Alongside him, KZN's Luca Candole from row 2 in Kart 56 will have Yuri Swat alongside him in 39. Fabian Loss, the fast lady, in from the row 3. Kart 96 alongside Leroy Poulter, the professor, in 23.
iDube means turning point in the season. Talk to me about qualifying, talk to me about tomorrow's race, talk to me about number 1 Michael next to you on the grid.
Yeah, well, the whole day I've been chasing pace. Unfortunately, we can't say that we've been sandbagging because we weren't. You know, things worked out in our favor in qualifying. We managed to find the pace and yeah, got P1. Happy with that, and close second to Mike there. So you know, I'm really looking forward to the race. I mean, this time last year when we were here, it was us on the front row again, and you know, we had some great races and a lot of battles, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, you know, Doobie, 3rd round of the season. You know, it's coming down to crunch time now. So looking forward to the racing tomorrow, and hopefully I can get 3 wins in the bag.
Michael is not what you've got to worry about actually. Your mate Ben is further back.
Yeah, unfortunately Bench didn't have the best of qualifying, and my main title rival Leroy is also there. I think he's in 6th place. It works out in my favor, but you know, like I said, I'm looking forward to the racing. I mean, everybody's going to be there, and it's going to be a tight race. I mean, it was 0.1 between the top 7, so you know, I'm really looking forward to it.
Talk to me about this weekend, the championship and the qualifying.
Yeah, I think, you know, more importantly, we've had a difficult start to the year. To be honest, I haven't really had the time to put the effort in. For this round, I've put a little bit more effort in, done a bit of practice in PE, and you know, the results are showing. We've been fast all weekend, and qualifying really went great. 4,000s off pole, off Bradley, so he did a great lap. But you know, got the pace and really looking forward to race day.
You're racing Leroy. Is that what it's about, or is it a question of let Bradley do the work and you'll be in front so that he can look after Leroy?
I think Leroy and myself are here not to beat each other, but to beat the rest of the field. So ultimately we want to win the race, but that's first prize, second prize to beat the next master, which I think is Leroy behind on the grid. But you know, he's really fast, and he's been fast all year, so don't count him out either.
Strategy for the weekend, knowing this is the turning point of the season?
Go out and have fun. That's pretty much the main reason why I'm doing karting, keeping me sharp, keeping me fit, you know, having some fun, and certainly helps with the main circuit as well. So I think if we can have some fun tomorrow, that'll be first prize.
The trick to iDube, it is one of the most challenging circuits, but what is the trick to this track?
Yeah, I think, you know, there are a couple of tricks to the circuit, but the biggest one being kangaroo, the hairpin, being able to carry speed and getting up the hill. It's quite a steep hill, so if you've got a good kart, a good setup, a good engine, you know, you can really be quick. But there are a couple of other high-speed corners like Thunderdome where, you know, it's also make and break. We've seen a couple of karts off there in practice already, but those are probably the 2 corners that make and break the circuit.
Row 6, Robert White in KZN, man at 74, alongside Jonathan Peterson, sorry, the row 5, it was Jonathan Thomas, not Jonathan Peterson. Jonathan Peterson is in row 6 alongside Robert White. Well, look at that field. Doesn't get bigger and more exciting than this. This is 15 laps of absolute maybe hell for some, but excitement for us. Watch the lights, they'll go out, and the DD2 race 1 gets underway. Championship leader in red and white. Burrell colors there. Bradley Lindenberg gets a nice clean start. Had a chat to the team yesterday. Well, I had to congratulate them. They are absolute masters at getting themselves the correct result. Nice clean entry to Honda so far. Well, there we see him. Brady Limburg leading on the 12 contest, Luca Candole. Now, I spoke to Luca this morning and he said he was feeling good. He's been out of the sport here in KZN for a while, but he's come back stronger than ever. And he said he's feeling good for today. He's tucked back in second right now. Yuri Swan running in third. Michael Stevens running in fourth place. Well, there we are. Could this be part of his strategy? Doesn't he get excited? Not anxious to be up front right now. Let someone else take all the pressure. Michael Stevens sitting patiently back in that fourth place there. Well, he's got the professor right on his tail, Mr. Leroy Poulter. Wow. Fabian Lars, the fast lady, sixth position there. Keeping a watchful eye on the two very, very quick drivers ahead of him. In fact, one of those has produced the fastest lap. Leroy Poulter, 44,574. Fastest man on track. In that fifth position right now. A move there from Michael Stevens. Michael Stevens says, how about here? The professor there up to third place in car number one. Well, he's made the move stick. He's made the move stick there in the meantime. Bradley Lindbergh says, you guys do all the boxing backstage there, and I'm going to just scatter out of it. Look at the gap he's opened up already. The barrel pilot is gone. He's up and gone. Now, Bradley Limburg, you cannot allow this man to escape because you will never catch him. He's way too good for that. Watched him in practice yesterday. Such clean lines. He looks after his tires. He knows exactly what the track is going to dish out there. They've done their reading, done their homework. The cart is well set up. And you've got a fantastic combination there and almost impossible to overrun. Look at this as I think run down at 4 laps done and dusted. Lindbergh leads, Swat in second, Stevens in third, Poulter in fourth, Lance in that fifth, Candole in sixth, Allison in seventh, Jonathan Thomas in eighth, Sentinish in ninth, and Benji Harbeck in that 10th place right now. That's your top 10 with 4 laps completed. Well, let's just have a look at Bradley Limburgh. Has got himself 0.8 of a second, just under a second gap between himself, and look at this there. He's spreading his wings from lap to lap. You see that gap growing. Look, pressure, Banner coming under pressure. Yuri Swat there. Yuri Swat coming under pressure there from Michael Stevens. The professor is winding up the wick there. The number one man, the champion there, winding up the wick. And a man who can read the situation better than anybody else in the country, sitting in that third place right now. And it must be a very worried Yuri Swat right now, knowing Michael Stevens is on his case. Nice and close there through a corkscrew, flat out early, loud pedal there for Thunderdome. A little look back there, very rare look back there from Bradley Limburgh. He wants to see whether the hard work is paying off, whether he's opening a gap there on the rest of the crew. While you can see the gaps are starting to open up down around that 7th, 8th position. Well, fourth place man, Leroy Poulter. Leroy Poulter will want to try and get that 23 cards in contention. Sitting in that fourth place now at the moment there. A bit of a gap there between Leroy Poulter and Michael Stevens. The two most experienced drivers in the country right now, whether it'll be on dirt or on tarmac. They'll be watching each other pretty closely. Another little look back here from Bradley Limburgh. Look at this there. He doesn't, I don't think he's even built up a sweat right now. As he races down to Honda turn, the barrel man in full control. Well, the championship leader hoping for a clean sweep today, which means sure that the finale later on in the season will mean that he can just go and drive and keep himself anywhere around the top 3-4 there, because he's building up a huge lead right now in the championship. But it ain't over yet. No, we certainly don't want to pass on any commentator's curse right now. It's still too early in the day. The racing on for that second, third and fourth right now. There is Michael Stevens up to second place. Here's one. He's put Yuri Swat back to third. Leroy Poulter says, right, it's my time to put my cart into that third position. So Leroy Poulter now closes up. There he has a little look. Leroy Poulter has a little look there. Dive down there. You saw him made a move there. Down the inside of Yuri Swat, who very quickly closed the door on him. So that third place is not available just yet, Mr. Leroy Poulter. Not if Yuri Swat's got anything to do about it. Well, they race up the back straight. So the race is on there for that second place. You've got 3 carts in contention right now. This man's up and gone. Championship leader, Brandon Lindbergh. 96 in that 4th place. The fast lady, Fabian Lotz. Fabian Lotz here in that 4th position. Well, very rarely do you see a female carter drive as quick and efficiently as the lady in cart 96. Fabian Lance will match anybody worldwide. So much experience, there's so much confidence, and in doing this for a long, long time there, the Lance family certainly know how to do it and do it well. So 10 laps are completed. With 4.5 laps remaining, your leader up the hill over pipeline. Nice early apex, slings it out wide, uses the outside of the track here to bounce himself back there. Early pedal, headed down through SMD, through corkscrew. Hardly lifts off the loud pedal there through Gordini turn, using the full width there of the tarmac there to get himself through the turn as quick as possible. And I believe that's possibly where he's making up a lot of his time. Just brakes in the correct places there and gets back on the power, probably before anybody else. So those that come up the hill there, let's have a little look there. Brady Lindbergh. 1.2 second. 1.2 second lead over Michael Stevens there, who won't be happy with sitting in second place. He carries the #1 plate, and that's where he wants to be. Leroy Poulter. Anybody be worried to know that Leroy Poulter is chasing you down. Back in 3rd place, Leroy Poulter. Yuri Swan drops to 4th. Fabian Lance watching the show from the expensive seats in that 4th position right now. Justin Allison there in the 52 cart has moved up. He's into 6th place. Benjamin Hubbock is up to 7th. Ivana Centenish there, Jonathan Peterson moves up into 9th. And Jonathan Thomas there runs in 10th place. Your top 10 drivers right now. As they race up to cross the line, it's 13 laps completed. Next time around, we will see the last lap board. The moment there, it looks like the top 5 or so pretty settled. No challenges coming at that moment. The 4th place man there, Yuri Swat. He's not happy with 4th place. He wants back in the top 3. But the man he's got to try and overhaul there is none other than Mr. Leroy Poulter, and that's never going to be an easy task. Out of Honda up the hill. Nice early apex there over pipeline. Racing hard down to SMD turn. There you can see no one close enough there to take advantage of any wide line sweep there through SMD. 1 lap to go. And it's Bradley Lindbergh who's in a very happy space right now. And I'm sure the Liebenberg family will be stood up here and they'll be celebrating already. I'm sure they'll be pumping their fist. Will be pumping there as they race down there. Fingers will be crossed there. We saw There we saw Leroy Poulter have a little look here on Michael Stevens. Coming up the hill, and ain't over yet. Leroy Poulter having a look at Michael Stevens. Here crosses over and blocks the inside line. Through SMD, Anarchy stick there, and championship leader takes it. Brad Liebenberg. Michael Stevens, the professor, takes second place. Leroy Poulter in third, Yuri Swan in fourth, Fabian Lawrence in fifth, Chelsea Allison in sixth, Benji Harbeck up to 7, Jonathan Peterson 8, Jonathan Thomas in 9, Robert Whiting will take 10th place there. Wow, what a first heat there. That was the premier class of karting there. That was DD2. They'll be back a little bit later on. Why not? Give them a nice big round of applause. Here we are, pit lane. They've entertained big time. They'll be back a bit later on.
You must have been glad that you guys
Right, so we're looking pretty max.
Yeah, I got a bit lucky there in the beginning. I managed to break away. And yeah, after that it was just putting in a few quali laps to pull away, and then I let them do the fighting at the back, and I put in quite a few consistent laps and just maintained the gap after that, and yeah, came out on top.
Because that was a pretty tight race.
Yeah, I think, starting second on the grid, got a little bit boxed out on the outside. I think Leroy was also just behind me. And fell back to fourth, tore my way back to second. And I sort of matched Brad's pace in the middle of the race. But he had a new tyre on for the start of the race, so had a little bit more grip the whole race. But Leroy was coming strong at the end. Last lap I had to defend, but happy with the result.
Leroy, glad to get past him so quickly.
Yeah, look, I mean, we had a tough qualifying yesterday of our own errors, but to come back strong and, obviously Michael drove a good race and so did Brad, so I think it's going to be a good rest of the day.
Eyes on the start. DD2 second heat gets away. Two ladies up front there. Great start there from Ivana Centenish. Come on. So we are going to need a lot of support for the ladies who start tonight. They start from front row. Come on. Ivana Centenish there and Fabian Lawrence. Let's see how long they can hold off the guys. Well, I believe these two ladies have got the quality to hang in there, but they got the professor third place there at 1. Mr. Michael Stevens. All right, so nobody's hanging about there. That's Leroy Poulter that puts a 23 car into a top three slot there. Well, Michael Stevens, I think, trying to be the perfect gentleman and say, let the ladies get on it. Have a bit of a glory up front there, but spoiled there by Mr. Leroy Poulter, who says, I'm not letting those ladies get away. Look at us, Jocelyn going off for third place now. So now we have a scramble. Everybody wants to be back in there. Leroy Poulter in third. Bradley Lindbergh in that fourth place. Your race one winner down in fourth spot right now. Ivana Centenish there running in front. Number 1 position. Fastest driver on track, Fabian Lawrence. 45,130. Peter, I'm sure your ears will be receiving that pretty well. Your lady is fastest on track in that last lap. Well. Ivana Centenish leads. Fabian Lawrence in second and fastest on track with that 45.019. That's changing from lap to lap. Leroy Poulter puts in a hot lap, 44.9. to be pipped there by Bradley Lindbergh with a 44.7. So in fourth place, here comes championship leader Bradley Lindbergh, race 1 winner. Yeah. Whoa. So when they cross the line, it's 4 laps done and dusted. The ladies are holding strong up front. In fact, has spread of the load. They've increased their lead. Ivana Chetanich at 24 leads. They got super pace up the back straight away. Fabian Lotz saying, where you go, I go as well. Tucked in second place. Leroy Poulter, he's in third place. No, he's not playing about. He wants to reel these ladies in. He knows he's got championship lead on his tail. Bradley Lindbergh, race 1 win in fourth place. And Brad doesn't play about. He's here to win a championship. He wants to put that 12 barrel up front as fast as humanly possible. So at the back straight away. And I can just sense everybody rooting for the ladies here. Well, I want to tell you now, if these two ladies pull off an incredible win here, it'll make headlines in the news. It'll make headlines on TV. Live streaming will go red hot there with over 1 million hits, I'm sure, if the news gets out that Ivana Chetanich and Fabian Lance get to win Heat 2 of the DD2 chase here in KZN. The penultimate round of SARMC National Karting Championships. This is the premier class, the DD2 and Masters. Leroy Poulter on the brakes, closes that gap. Bradley Lindbergh sitting patiently back in fourth place there with the Professor in fifth place in one. Reigning champion, Mr. Michael Stevens. Benjamin Harbeck, he's in seventh place there in the barrel, the 58 barrel man. Now Benjamin Harbeck will be wanting nothing more than to be running a top 3 in the second heat there and go hard for maybe a 1 spot there later on the day in front of his home fans. But work to be done right now. Work to be done. Top 7 cards breakaway. Top 7 cards breakaway. Let's have a look here. Top 9 cards separated by 3/10 of a second. The top 9 cards, 3/10 of a second on the watch is all that separates them in pace. Well, that's how close this DD2 racing is. Bradley Lindbergh, 44.612. 44.612, Brad Liebenberg. And Brad sitting in that 5th position right now. Your leaders down at SMD through hockey stick over the line. 9 laps completed of the 15. With Mini-Max watching on, they'll be out next, watching the excitement of the DD2 second heat right now. Your leaders up the back straight away. They're coming to view now. Oh, advantage Chetanich, their leads. Fabian Lance. Leroy Poulter with that very, very smart chrome helmet of his sitting in 3rd place. with championship lead on his tail. The barrel ace there, none of that was to Bradley Liebenberg. Race 1 went up. Now what is going through their minds? Michael Stevens in the mix too, he's in 5th place with Burrell's Benjamin Hubbock in that close attendance. Well, Yuri Swartz managed to get in on the act. He's put the 39 car into 6th place, made the pass on Benjamin Hubbock, who goes down to 7. They cross the line. 11 laps completed. Right, so here we go. It's time to turn up the wick there, says Leroy Poulter, Bradley Liebenberg, Michael Stevens, Yuri Swat, and Benjamin Hubbock. Let's go hunting the ladies down. I'm sure that's what's going through their mind. But Ivana Chechenich leads. Fabian Lawrence is second. Here we go. Come, hang on. Here comes Leroy Poulter, Brad Liebenberg. Having a go at Leroy Poulter, Michael Stevens. What a move there, down the inside, puts Liebenberg on the dirt. So Bradley Liebenberg down to 5th place there. Surpassed there by the Professor. Caught 1, Mr. Michael Stevens up to 4th place. No messing about, these guys see a gap. They will put their nose in there and go hard there to make a difference. Up the back straight away. So it's 12.5 laps down. The ladies still rule. Leroy Poulter holds on 3rd place. Michael Stevens in 4th. Bradley Liebenberg in 5th. Over the line. 13 laps are done. The ladies still rule. Well, I'm sure gauged expectations of a lot of fans, but certainly not in my eyes. Peter Lawrence will be pretty impressed with what he sees now. One and a half laps left. And I think the ladies who got this, they have got the fighting power to stay there. Last lap, come on! All you lady supporters, get vocal, get behind the girls. They've got this one in the bag. The last lap borders out. It's Ivana Chechenich that leads. Fabian Lawrence, the 2 fastest ladies on tarmac in Africa, leading the DD2 second hit down to Honda turn. Nice clean entry. Oh, a little nudge here. Fabian Lawrence round the outside, trying to break the concentration of Ivana Chechenich. Not interested in covering the lines. It's going to be, almost drifting wide there. A win, Ivana Chechenich. Fabian Lawrence, Leroy Poulter, Bradley Liebenberg, Michael Stevens. Wow. Wow. Yuri Swart there takes 6th position. Benjamin Hubbock in 7th. Robert White in 8th. Justin Allison 9th. Luca Candona in 10th. Right, come on, get to the fence. Get to the fence and say, cheer these ladies on. These world beaters, come on. Let's hear you, South Africa. Ivana Chechenich and Fabian Lawrence. Wow.
Okay, that was your first win in the national. How did it feel?
Felt amazing. The fact that I was starting on pole, I was really surprised, but then the fact that I stayed there was even more surprising. But yeah, and I'm happy that I got to share the podium with Fabian because we're friends. I kind of used her to help me with the start of it. But yeah.
You realize you guys made history?
Yeah, I'm just happy because the guys say, oh, girls can't drive, but the only 2 girls that were in the class happened to come versus the shots.
And how was that for you?
It was quite a tough one. It was, I think, about 10 laps too long. At some point, the guys started coming a bit closer, and I was getting a bit worried. But then we managed to keep it together and then pull the gap again from them, which was good. Towards the end, I saw where Ivana was a little bit slower than me, so I thought I need to now line this up so I can try and get her for the end. And she made a little mistake in Kangaroo, but she managed to save it, and she got the win. Well done to her.
Well done. Congrats.
Look at that starting lineup for the Premier Karting class. The DD2. Lot better this time. They roll through the tram lines and lights out. We are racing. Well, up the back straight, full tilt. Cameras flicking away. Leroy Poulter with a big start. Has a little look back there. Wow, look at the lineup behind him. But it's Leroy Poulter's got a lead. Bradley Lindbergh tucks second place. Michael Stevens trying to find inroads there. He's in the 4th place down the inside. He gets his nose squashed out there. Can't get it. Number 1 caught in the action. Leroy Poulter, what a start there. Brad Lindbergh, Benjamin Hummock. Well, the best start he's had today. Fabian Lance in 4th place. Michael Stevens in 5th. Yuri Swat in 6th. The race down to Honda. Wow, can anybody afford to give this man a free run up front? Leroy Poulter. He's been there, got the t-shirt a few times over, especially in karting. And he'll try and spread his wings. Little stare back there for Leroy. Look at this, there's action going down to plenty for that 2nd place. Benjamin Harbeck looks like he's put on the move there on Brad Liebenberg. Watch the Burrell Stars race up the back straight away. That's Juliana Leroy Poulter. And here's the 58 caught there on Benjamin Harbeck. Right, so Benjamin Harbeck enjoying his best drive here today. 2nd place. Drop Brad Liebenberg back to 3rd. Three laps done and dusted. Fastest man on track in that last lap, Benjamin Harbeck with a 45.227, your 2nd place man. Up to 4th position, Michael Stevens. Can the number 1 plated man get a top 3 finish here in the DD2 final? Out of pipeline down there to meet a straight to SMD turn. It's hard on the brakes. Everybody waiting. Out trying to outdo each other on the brakes down that part of the world. Single file out of Gordy turn, tight down to corkscrew, flat out on the lap pedal to Thunderdome. Most of the drivers little stare back out as Thunderdome trying to suss out who's chasing them down. Well, Ivana Shetanich there, your race 2 winner, down in 7th place at the moment, caught 24. And a hockey stick. That gap still Undecided right now as to who is going to take this one. Leroy Poulter in the driving seat right now, but I'm sure it ain't settled right yet. We've got just way too much talent out there, all competing for that #1 place. There's it, Benjamin Hubbeck. Just a little defensive move there. Headed down to Honda, making sure Bradley Lindbergh doesn't dive him down the inside, going into that part of the corner. Once again, on the brakes, tightening up that left turn through SMD, not leaving any opportunities for his fellow Birrell ART compatriot there to slip through. Championship leader, Bradley Lindbergh in that third. Up the back straight away. And I'm sure everybody trying to capture the action, get as much of the field coming up that back straight away. Leroy Poulter, a little check over his right shoulder. And here we go, Benjamin Hubbeck closing up, has a little look. No! Well, late on the brakes, Benji Hubbeck wins the contest on the brakes. Down there, the SMD turn. Bradley Lindbergh comes right back in of the two Birrell ART entries, keeping in the top three. Max Torino, you can fetch your cards. Max Torino, you may now fetch your cards. So your leader's just out of pipeline, driving down the intermediate straight away. Once again, hard on the anchors down at SMD turn. Everybody trying to outdo each other on the brakes down there. Anything that makes up time, makes up ground, makes up positions. Through corkscrew. Flat out the moment they exit corkscrew there. It's on the loud pedal. Wild sweep of Thunderdome. And they're on the main pedal for the back straight away. Trying to find that little extra ounce of power. There's that little defensive move by Benjamin Hubbeck. Covering that the inside line, making sure that Bradley Lindbergh doesn't slip down the inside of him. Pressure on race leader right now. Leroy Poulter will be feeling the pinch right now. The younger drivers are right there with him. Michael Stevens watching from the expensive seats. He's back in fourth place, watching that battle amongst the top three, just 20 meters ahead of him. Up the back straight, here we go. This is your leaders. All right, here we go. New race leader, Benjamin Hubbeck. But can he make this one stick? Yes, he has. Benjamin Hubbeck. Wow. On the brakes, wins that battle. And the Birrell ART pilot there, the 58 card goes front. What an immaculate move. Clean as a whistle. Benjamin Hubbeck dives the 23 corner. Leroy Poulter. And did you notice how quick Bradley Lindbergh responded there? He said, I'm through as well. So the two Birrell ART pilots there running 1 and 2. Leroy Poulter back to third. It looks like we've got Yuri Swantes made a move on Michael Stevens and takes up that fourth position. So we see it's time now. A sense of urgency. Drivers making their moves now. When they cross the line, 11 laps completed of the 20. Back into second place for Leroy Poulter. Gets up the inside there, Brad Lindbergh. Through Gordon turn. Flat out through Thunderdome. A little step back here. Little step back by Leroy Poulter. Say, I like that move. How did you like it there, Brad Lindbergh? Well, coming right back there. Can he make his Brad Lindbergh? Birrell ART man back to second place. No keeping a good man down, they say. In the meantime, while the war rages for second, Benjamin Hubbock there says, I'm up and gone, I'm out here. Well, he has certainly turned the tables here. It's not a man that shows his emotions, but he, by his standards, hasn't had a good weekend, Benjamin Hubbock. But with the pit crew that work on his carts, they would have put everything into that last preparation time. And Benji would have gone out and realized this is his last opportunity to shine on his home track in front of his home crowd. And is he doing that in fine style? Cross over the line. 13 laps gone. 7 remain in this DD2 final. Up the back straight. Keep your eyes focused on this battle. This is the man that dominates. Benjamin Hubbock. Brad Lieberberg with his rearview mirrors full. What Leroy Poulter has a look at the one sweep. Now Leroy might have the drive for the hill. He has got the drive for the hill, but runs the wide line. Can't find a little extra pace there. Just look how these guys are jostling back to second place. Leroy Poulter, that squeezes Brad Lieberberg out wide, but did well to come back on the race line and not lose any more position. Look at this how they're trying to outbreak each other. Everyone's trying to outbreak each other. Derby in the turns, up the inside of the turns. Everybody jostling for positions now. Time is gone, 14 laps and by. Just 5.5 laps in fact remain. Well, I want to tell you it's well, look at this. I think everybody's focusing. Look at that. Everyone's going defensive. Leroy Poulter goes defensive. We're only at lap 14. He knows he has to go defensive. Ah, but can he make a stick? Can he make a stick? Everybody's playing a defensive role. Benjamin Hubbock says, you carry on because I'm out here, and extends his lead. The war is on for second. Leroy Poulter from the 39 car, Uni Swat on the 39 car. He's come on strong now. Right on the back axle there of Leroy Poulter. Got Michael Stevens in 4th place. Brady Lieberberg down to 5th place right now. That'll be his worst finish if he finishes there. Brad Lieberberg, by his standards, that will be a disastrous ending to his race day. But don't rule the man out. That leads the DD2 Championship with 1 round to go. It ain't over till it's over. Up the back straight away. This is a man in the glory seat. Benjamin Hubbock. The Birrell ART races down to Honda turn. Oh, well, there we are. A little note pushed under my desk here. Brad Lieberberg to report to the COC. Well, what has transpired there? Brad Lieberberg being called to see the COC after the race. Brad Lieberberg, championship leader. He's in 5th position right now. Well, his eyes glued on the racetrack right now, looking for any form of infringement or bad sportsmanship or whatever transpires. This is the premier class. We don't quite know. Clark of the course has spotted something and wants a word with Brad Lieberberg. Right, there we are, crossing the line with 18 laps done. It's Benjamin Hubbock. Next time round, it'll be last lap for the Birrell ART man. Leroy Poulter has driven his socks off. He's called on all his experience. to defend that second position. Uniswat, well, he's in third place there, and I'm sure that's where he'll want to stay. Got Michael Stevens, the professor, behind him. And Brad Liebenberg in cart number 12, sitting in fifth place. Ivana Chetinich there. Race 2 winners in 6. Fabian Larson for the second in race 2, who's in 7. Mariana Selby in 8. Luca Candole in 9th, and Robert Whiting in 10th. There's the last lap board. That was your top 10. And there, DD2 final. Wow, what a final. Benjamin Hubbock. Well, I want to tell you, the cameras are rolling. The stopwatches have been put away. It's pretty much signed and sealed for the man who's going to enjoy his best moments this weekend. There he is, coming to take glory in the DD2 final. Benjamin Hubbock. Second place, Leroy Poulter. Uniswat takes third. Michael Stephen fourth. Brady Liebenberg in fifth. Fabian Lance in sixth. Ivana Chetinich in seventh. Marwan Selmi in eighth. Luca Candole ninth. And Robert Whiting 10th. That's your top 10 there. Just out of the top 10, Jonathan Peterson in cart 169. Come on, let's have a nice thunderous round of applause for our DD2 competitors. Yeah!
Okay. So what happened, buddy?
So we started fifth for the race, and we managed to make it up to P2. We caught Leroy, and yeah, he looked like he was struggling a little bit for pace, and we managed to reel him in and pass him. And when we got to the front, we were a little bit undisturbed, which was quite nice. Lacking for pace a little bit today, but we managed to find it for the last race, so we were pretty happy for that. Yeah.
So your cut just cut out. What happened
then? With the impact, managed to touch Leroy, and after we had a little bit of a touch, the cart had a little bit of a misfire. So we came around. Last 2 laps, we were struggling for pace. So I had a bad misfire. And, it was a little bit unfortunate, but we managed to make it to the end of the race, and yeah.
Thanks, bud. Okay, Leroy. These youngsters are giving you guys a hard time, man.
Yeah, it looks like it was a tough day today. We had to work hard. As you said, the youngsters are going well, and we're going to have to work a bit harder.
At least you got a win for the Masters.
Yeah, I think a win for the Masters, and probably good for the points for now with the main championship. But we obviously gave it our best shot, and Michael was also right with us all the time. So nice day for us.